please repeat after me. Ilkirchgrafenstaden. If you can pronounce this, especially if you learn pronunciation in less than 1 hour, you can then say that you are good in French, you are good in Alsatian, you are good in German. And that's a way to introduce to you this beautiful place on planet Earth that is very close to Strasbourg. As you might know, the word Strasbourg includes Strasse, which means roads. This place is the crossroads since several centuries, where people would cross and they would meet. And that's why there is a beautiful cathedral where people came to cross each other and to meet. Cathedrals used to be that, and they're still that today. I'm speaking to you from the Cathedral of Space in this beautiful building that was very kindly sponsored by some visionary decision makers in this region, but also in this country and in this continent. Those visionaries represent the city of Strasbourg, the Euro metropolis of Strasbourg, which is a grouping of a number of municipalities, about 35 or 40 municipalities, I think, and also the region that is today called Grand Est. Those visionary decision makers, also with the University of Strasbourg, had the opportunity of meeting with 3 young students in the late 80s. These are the founders of the International Space University that personally I had the pleasure of also meeting. They also inspired me the same way they inspired these decision makers here. By the way, my name is Juan de Dalmau. I'm a former student of ISU 1989 Strasbourg. And if you have a chance of going to the cathedral, you will see there is a beautiful device that represents the solar system. It's a clock. So make sure you get there on time so that you can really go close and see how people in those old times and in today's times would learn about the solar system and the place of our planet relative to the sun and to other celestial bodies. So you can see a few hundred years ago, Strasbourg was already the city of space and the city of crossroads. And I'm sure you will all enjoy spending at least 1 year here, crossing and meeting and learning about space, and then going elsewhere and spreading the good news that this is a cathedral for space. I came last night from Lisbon, where the International Space University is conducting a 4-day short course. And we had some lecturers on site, others were remote. People were learning about the different disciplines related to space programs. And after 3 days of seeing my pupils wearing a mask, I was already able to identify their name tag with their face, even if I could only see their eyes. And then we went outdoors, we were allowed to take the mask off, and then I didn't recognize them anymore. That's how our human brain works. You get used, and I'm sure we will get used to the masks. They feel very strange to all of us, I know. But as you might already know, the International Space University has many traditions, and one of them is called the Space Masquerade. It's a traditional party that tends to happen during the summer. And you know there are 2 summers every year, one in the southern hemisphere, one in the northern. But for some reason, people have copied the concept of Space Masquerade, and now we see people wearing masks during the whole time of the year and everywhere on planet Earth. So someone must have taken this technology transfer from the ISU, and I'm sure that the space masquerade that you will all be part of will be very different, because we always see innovation. We always see great ideas coming from the new people that we welcome here. One of the lecturers who was remotely teaching to the executive space course participants in Lisbon, Portugal, is Professor Chris Welch. He was lecturing on orbits, on their uses, on spacecraft subsystems and configurations, and many other things. And he was able to convey the same knowledge and the same 3D teaching, because he had pieces of hardware in his office that he could show to the camera. So whether you are physically here or in cyberspace, you will enjoy Professor Welch's lectures, as you will enjoy the lectures and the workshops from all the other ISU faculty members. You will enjoy interacting with all the staff. And since I've mentioned Professor Welch, he happens to be with us here, and I would like to give him the floor for the next step in our proceedings. Chris, you're welcome. Give him an applause, please.
Okay, well, thank you, President De Dalmo. I know the President had to fly back fairly late from Portugal last night, so we're very pleased that he's here for the opening. I'd like to start by welcoming the MSS21 students. I've met some of you already, those of you who are here, but also those of you who are out there and are online. Normally, the event at this time of year would be a joined graduation for the MSS20 class and an opening for the MSS21. However, because of the effects of the coronavirus, although some of the MSS20 students have graduated, some of them, a lot of them are still working on their internships. And so we will expect to have an actual MSS20 physical graduation, we hope, later in the year, TBD. So unusual circumstances all around, and to the new students of MSS21, you've chosen to come and study, here at ISU, traveling, in some cases long distances around the world under demanding circumstances. So we thank you for your courage and for your commitment. Given the uncertainty of the current situations, I am sure that there will be problems. I will tell you that now. But then there are always problems in life. Really, the best you can do is to hope to get a better class of problem. And I very much hope that the problems that you experience here at ISU are better problems rather than worse problems. And for those of you familiar with somebody called Mark Watney, who is the hero in the film The Martian, when he's addressing a class at the end, if I'm going to misquote him, I will say, you solve one problem and you solve the next one and then the next. And if you solve enough problems, you get to graduate. So I look forward to sharing a joint approach to problem solvings over the coming academic year. I'm sure there will be many. Certainly the class of MSS20 shared many problems, both while they were in the building and then 161 days ago when suddenly we transitioned into fully remote operation, and all the faculty were lecturing from home, all the students were in their accommodations in Strasbourg, and we managed to complete the academic part of the program in that way. And I'd like to thank the class of MSS20 for their hard work and their commitment to solving the problems that we had then. So without more ado, I would like to introduce you to the two class representatives from MSS20, Juliana Ratola and Frederick Schutens. They can't be here in person, but they have both sent video messages. So roll video.
Hi everyone, I'm Juliana Rotola and I'm one of the class representatives of the MSS class of 2020. It's a pleasure for me to welcome you to this experience that surely can be compared to anything else. First of all, hi everyone, I'm Giuliana Rotola and I'm one of the class representatives of the MSS class of 2020. It's a pleasure for me to welcome you to this experience that surely can be compared to anything else. First of all, you will learn how many things you can do in the world. I'm a lawyer and I'm now talking to you from my office in the European Southern Observatory. Before the Master of Space Studies, I could have never imagined that a person with a legal background like mine could find a place in an astronomical observatory, but here I am. So many incredible things happened this year. I played football with the astronaut Paolo Nespoli, we had the private tour of the International Space Station with the former MSS alumni and astronaut Jessica Meir. I tried food cooked by classmates from countries all over the world, dance Indian dances and drink Polish vodka. I learned that a football game per day keeps the stress away, even if given the amount of study during the year, we needed way more than a football game per day. We got incredibly skilled in releasing our stress on the table, breaking it, and then repairing it for the next match. Someone learned how to free themselves after getting locked outside the student lounge, and we learned that in life there could be innocent pleasants and terrible wolves, but also lovely cupids. Then something happened in this year that changed everything. That was the lockdown. And the most incredible thing is that the family spirit at ISU didn't abandon us even in the most challenging times. We had online Zumba classes, pub quizzes, cooking class, chess tournaments, and other many incredible online experiences. So wherever you are now, sitting in Strasbourg or in front of your laptop somewhere else in the world, get ready to start the most incredible and crazy year of your life. To use a famous quote for my class, yes, we did it, we finally did it. So now it's your turn. Good luck and enjoy this fantastic space experience.
Hello MSS21. Hello ISU staff and faculty. My name is Frederik Schoutetens and I was one of the MSS20 class representatives, together with Juliana. I would like to welcome you to the International Space University, ISU, and especially in the Master of Space Studies, MSS. You are the MSS21 class and you are starting in a very challenging time during the pandemic. MSS20 was also affected by the pandemic at the end of the year. However, the reaction of ISU was very good and we were successful in completing the year, while most of us are still doing the internship. Now, you start a new year, also again during the pandemic, but I am sure that you and also ISU are ready to welcome and to get a perfect year at ISU. Now, Juliana and I have a few minutes to talk you through some of our advices and experiences at ISU and during MSS20, but we are probably keeping you away from snacks and drinks, so we will try to keep it short. I will touch upon some of the facts that were close to me during MSS20. For me, it was very important to have a close relationship with all of the students of the MSS20 class. It was very good for me to see that during the first module of the year, where rest assured you have a lot of time compared to module 2, we did a lot of lectures to each other next to the normal lecture hours. Also, we had a lot of exam preparation together, and it was a very nice project to be involved in. You really see the 3 I's coming up in the class. The 3 I's, you will hear them a lot. They are interdisciplinary, international, and intercultural. Look around, look at your colleagues, and it will become clear why ISU represents the 3 I's as much. Furthermore, I would like to point out the fact that you have to get in touch with us. Please do. We have a lot of experience to share with you. We even have some presents for you, but please get in contact. We can give you our advices, our experiences, and we are happy to talk to you in any case for problems and anything else. Now, also a personal note from my side. As I was usually very late at ISU until closing time, please be friendly to the guard, because If you are friendly to him, he will be friendly to you. And that means that if you want to leave at 10, he will give you a few more minutes to pack up, rather than shouting at you in French. Now, showing respect to the guard is not the only point. Also be respectful to the ISU faculty, to the ISU staff. There are a lot of golden pieces at ISU, such as Christelle, such as Marzena, such as Muriel. Please take care of them. They do a perfect job at running this program. And with this, I would like to conclude my short speech to you. Have a lot of fun at with MSS21. And please get in touch with us. We have a lot more points to discuss with you.
Thank you very much, Juliana. Thank you very much, Frédéric, for your nice words. Juliana, you were a lawyer. Now you are a space lawyer. Frédéric, you were an engineer. Now you are a space engineer. And we thank you for your kind words. We all know how to behave at 10 p.m. when the guard comes to close. But I believe, Professor Welsh, that the timings might be different now under COVID. And talking about COVID, I know that Frédéric has recovered from it. And probably he caught it here. He didn't say it, but I say it. So please respect the health rules that we all have to respect for the benefit of all. We hope to see Juliana and Frédéric here in December for their graduation, I would hope. And obviously all of us will be here. Hopefully also those who are listening from far away right now will be here in December for a nice graduation ceremony of MSS20, where we also hope the ISU Chancellor, Professor Aaron Freund, will also be able to come, as it is the tradition, and hand out the Master of Space Studies diplomas face-to-face. I believe Professor Aaron Freund doesn't need much of an introduction because she's one of the world's leading space figures. And I can see her smiling. It means she's hearing us. That's great, Pascal. You are a role model for many of us because you are one of those multidisciplinary who might be able to, yes, the sound is now better. If we look you up on the internet, we will find that you are currently affiliated to the George Washington University. There is a world-known and world-pioneering institute there for space policy. We will also find that you are the president of the International Astronautical Federation, the world's leading forum for space dialogue among companies, research, governments. And we hope to see you, Pascal, in cyberspace in a few weeks' time when you will be overseeing this year's IAC Congress. We are so thankful that you found 1 hour to stay with us, maybe a bit more, and tell us, especially tell the new students, why are they here, in case they didn't know. Thank you very much, Pascal. The floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you very much. As the Chancellor of the International Space University, I really want to welcome you to this Master of Space Studies 2020-2021 under, of course, different conditions as normal, but I want to welcome the ones which are right now here in Strasbourg, but also the ones which are on the internet and will be mostly doing the courses remotely. These are unprecedented times, it has been said before, but nevertheless, I will show you later on a little bit in my presentation that actually space stays extremely exciting, and that not so many things have changed right now in the space business. So of course we have to see what the future brings. But first, I also want really to thank and welcome the president of the ISU, the staff, the faculty, and also the deputy mayor, which will be with us today at this inauguration. Obviously, you will be very soon a part of the ISU community, a worldwide network, which will never leave you alone in the future. You can count on your friends, on colleagues and mentors, and a lot of alumni. And I think when you have finished this course, you will be safe in the international space community and will find your place because your backgrounds are very diverse. And you will find one of the very interesting niches of space research. So I have just to count down all my telephones, yeah. So I wanted to give you a small presentation today about the trends and also to show you a little bit that, sorry, I have one of my phones which is moving and I have to throw it away. And I would like to show you a presentation about the trends and highlights. And I'm gonna try to share my screen now and hope that this works out. And people have to let me know if that works out. Welcome. I hope you can see my screen right now and everything is fine. And I want to show you a few numbers of the space economy. These are very recent data which are published about the global space economy in 2019, which is valued of about $423 billion. And the commercial revenue in 2019 actually also increased up to more than $330 billion. And so it shows you that the space economy is a very, very active. It is there is unprecedented entrepreneurial and private investment, and there are predictions that, and this was of course before the COVID-19 pandemic, but there were predictions that they estimate $1 trillion global space economy by 2040. This is a very interesting study by Stanley and Deloitte, Morgan Stanley and Deloitte. And obviously we have to look what is happening now in the very near future. But despite the COVID-19 pandemic, we can, for instance, see in the first 6 months of the pandemic now between January and June 2020, that there are about 41 launches, which is actually a very perfect average of the last 5 years. So no break there. You have also seen a lot of the satellites. I'm not speaking about satellites right now because I think there will be a video of the new director for telecommunications later on from ESA. And but also you have seen that Starlink satellites have been launched, OneWeb satellites have been launched this year. So a very, very active. So when you look at studies, for instance, of the European Investment Bank, you see that we have a lot of investors in space and in modern space technology. And they are mostly driven by venture capital by 46%, and also a large percentage by angel investors. You can see in the slide, you know, how this has tremendously grown in the last years. You see from 2015 on, and in 2019 the total investment volume in space startups reached a really new record of nearly $6 billion, and it is expected to grow. We hope that also this pandemic will not have a big influence on that. We will see. We all have to be careful. Your president have shown you, and we have unprecedented conditions, but many of those studies have been done in very recently in 2019, and you see New space is a very, very important a new component which gives a lot of impulse into space. Many of the investors, we have to say, come from the United States. There are about 400 or more investors, but also all over the world, you know, the UK, Japan, Israel, Canada, Spain, China, and India do have investment in space. And I will show you some of the examples of the space entrepreneurs which have been very exciting this year. And so be ensured that you are working on really cutting edge technology in space, and a very, very vibrant field, which is a combination today of very experienced industry, a lot of new space adventures, and of course space agencies all over the world, which build in many, many different areas exciting space missions. So one slide before I come into particular detail. I told you that new space reshapes the market. You know that we have a lot of constellations which are currently put together and launched. We have a mass production of satellites, very, very different than before. They are produced very, very fast. They are sent into space very fast. They have not always a very long lifetime. We have advancement in reusability, SpaceX upfront. You have seen many of those examples. There are new technologies all over the world, you know, investigating orbit servicing of satellites. Space tourism, probably not the most exciting topic right now in this pandemic, but still a field which has developed rapidly in the last years. And what is also important, and you know, you are coming from many, many different countries. There are more and more countries which are actually want to be a part of space. And there are a lot of emerging countries, and there are really countries which see capacity building and educating their young generation and want to join, you know, the space field. And we see many, many more actors, in particular also in the International Astronautical Federation. We see so many new members and so many new countries which want to be a part of this space world. So I come to a few examples because apart from what we are all experiencing all over the world, space had really, really exciting missions and adventures this year. We had a SpaceX's Demo 2 crewed mission. And the Crew Dragon launched in late May 2020, successfully docked with the International Space Station. I'm sure some of you have actually watched it every step on the way, at least I did. And they returned safely in August with a splashdown. And what we can see that it is a really automated, fully automated process, went flawless. And it is really, really important that we have more ways and possibilities to bring people and cargo to and experiments and science to the International Space Station. The International Space Station will hit its 20 years of continuous human habitation this fall, and this will be celebrated, but it also shows how important research on the International Space Station is, and also other experiments. Of course, there are also now commercial actors which are playing a part on the International Space Station. And it has just been summarized that over the time scale of the activities on the International Space Station, there have been more than 3,000 investigations from 108 countries. So really also a wonderful example of international cooperation in space, where astronauts from worldwide, from places all over the world work together in peace and also stand above any kind of political conflict. The space station is this really wonderful place where we do a lot of research in physics and fundamental physics and material science, medicine, and so many more, and develop new technologies. And there are many interesting results, and also which have a lot of benefits for humanity on Earth. And I hope this will be, you will also be, certainly talking about experiments and learning about the significance of the International Space Station in your course, in particular when the 20-year will be celebrated of continuous human habitation in October. So when we look at the visions of the future, there are many, and not all of them will be executed as they are, especially on this slide, but many of them are in the planning, and it is important to dream ahead and to set goals so to make it actually happen. I cannot go through all the different ideas, but there are important goals in space exploration to go to the moon with astronauts again, to go further onto Mars, to return samples, to drill in actually the surface of Mars in 2022, to make the International Space Station more entrepreneurial, to include commercial actors, to probably build a transition phase and have smaller space station in the future when the International Space Station comes to the end of its lifetime. And there are really, really big plans of, building cities on Mars, which are very, very far ahead. But I think it is really important to set yourself goals and to be ambitious in order to make things happen. And I think that is actually what happened in the last years, also together with established space agencies and industry, and also new space. So I come a little bit to the destinations of Moon and Mars, because they are really in the center of attention right now, and there are a lot of activities, and 3 Mars missions have been launched in July this year. And why do we actually are so interested? Well, these destinations are actually low Earth orbit, but also Moon and the Mars are destinations where humans can go. We are not yet at Mars. It will still take some time, but it will be possible if we continue our research. The Moon is a part of Earth, has been founded in the very early at the very early origin of our solar system through an impact. And it is very interesting to study the early Earth Moon system to understand, how our solar system originated. We want to understand the solar system impact record. That's also why we learn, about our solar system. And we want to study the lunar environment because we want to work and research on the surface in the future and land with humans. And Mars is a very, very interesting neighbor planet because we think it went through a similar evolution like the Earth. We are looking for life on Mars. This is something that we cannot deny. We are searching for signs of habitability. I will come back to this. We want to identify biomarkers, and we also develop new technologies so that we can eventually work with telerobotics. And in the future, in the very far future, when a lot of medical research has also showed us that it is safe to bring humans to the surface, of course, we also think of human exploration in the future. So that's why there is a lot of activity, and there is a lot of missions and scenarios and pathways for these 2 destinations. And there's also another really important destination. These are asteroids, which I will come back at the end of this talk. So you certainly all know about Artemis. the Artemis program of NASA, which is supposed to also really be done in international cooperation, and there's a lot of interest. Artemis will enable human exploration to Moon and Mars. And in the phase 1, the space launch system rocket with Orion will be propelled also by the service module, which comes from Europe, will be going to the moon. And you see here a very large-scale pathway with many different steps. I cannot go through all of them, but definitely there will be a lot of activity. In Artemis 1, we will have this first human spacecraft to the moon. This will be uncrewed. And the next one, Artemis 2, will bring the first humans to orbit the moon. And there is a plan right now in 2024 to have astronauts on the moon. And there is a lot of surface activities and programs and commercial lunar payload service, for instance, where a lot of industry and companies are also providing a surface infrastructure in order to learn how to move on the moon, how to use resources of the moon, and also do, of course, science on the moon. So this is a very extended program, and of course it continues because there will be a phase later on which also brings us closer to Mars. And this is a very, very ambitious program. The intermediate part will be the Gateway, a small space station in the lunar orbit. And we hope that this program will bring a lot of activities for future robotic and human exploration in our solar system. It is very ambitious and it is very exciting. And Mars certainly is an object which is of enormous interest, and this has been seen by the launches, of course, of 3 missions, which I will briefly explain to you. And when we look at this picture, it shows you a little bit that Mars, in its very early history, has probably had very similar conditions to the early Earth, and eventually life or primitive life has actually started because we do assume that was a much wetter climate, a much thicker atmosphere, and also liquid water on the surface. Mars is a smaller planet. It had made a completely different evolution, and there is no water anymore on the surface. You see now it is a really hostile environment, very dry, with a very thick CO2, with of course much thinner, but still a CO2 atmosphere, which is rather toxic. And so life cannot really survive on the surface, but that is why there are missions also planned to bring back samples, from Mars, but also to drill, to drill into the surface of Mars and bring samples and analyze them in situ. That is, for instance, ExoMars 2022. So Mars is a very interesting object, and you have seen, you can see here on the past Mars exploration program and the many missions, and these are not all of them, but the one in the last 2 decades, many orbiters which have looked made images of the entire Mars, but also looked at the atmosphere, we have several missions onto the surface. Curiosity, the Mars Science Laboratory, is still active. We have InSight right now on the surface, which is looking at the Mars interior. And then we had 2020, and we have very active orbiters now also studying the atmosphere and the exoatmosphere, the very outer layers of the atmosphere, with MAVEN and the ESA Trace Gas Orbiter. But 2020 was really a fantastic year because we launched in July and August 3 missions to Mars. This is logical because we can reach Mars every 26 months very easily, and this was the window. And but there is certainly also a very important future. We are thinking of Mars sample return and also preparation, of course, of human exploration in the near future. So very, very active program of studying Mars as an entire planet, but also looking really for signs of life. And the first the missions which started, one of the three is Tianwen. It's the Chinese Mars mission, which is consisting of an orbiter and the lander rover. It was launched in July. All of them will arrive in February 2021. However, the orbiters, when rovers will be actually be put onto the surface, that is up to the different missions. So Tianwen-1 will actually land in with its lander rover in Utopia Planitia, which is, of course, from the Viking mission already known. There are certain scientific payloads at these missions, and there are 7 instruments on board of the orbiter, and 6 instruments are installed on the rover. I cannot go through all the instruments, but of course there is an important Mars rover subsurface exploration radar, which will, for instance, look for water pockets. We always follow this idea where there's water, there is life, that you will see also when I explain the other mission. That is always a very, very important topic. Tianwen-1 is going to orbit. It is going to land and release a rover, and that all at the same time as a first try. And of course, coordinate the observations with the orbiter as a link. And that is a very ambitious mission. And it should also be more or less a preparation for Chinese Mars sample return mission at the end of this decade. The next one is the mission of the United Arab Emirates, the Mars Orbiter Hope. It's 1,350 kilo satellite, which was developed by the Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center. And the spacecraft was also launched in July and will arrive in February. It will have first an elliptical orbit, but then later on it will have very particular orbits for the science observations. It will study in particular the lower atmosphere of Mars. And it has 3 instruments, an imager and an infrared spectrometer and an ultraviolet spectrometer. And it will in particular provide data on the Martian atmosphere, including also the weather, looking at the weather and the climate of Mars. And I think there have been many enthusiastic young people working on this mission, also in international cooperation. And Mars 2020, the NASA mission, is a rover mission by NASA's Mars Exploration Program that includes the Perseverance rover. And that rover will actually land in the Jezero crater. And it also has a little helicopter drone with it. It's called Ingenuity. And it's a very exciting mission. It has 7 very, very important instruments on board, also really very high-performing instruments. And it will also test to produce in situ resource utilization by producing oxygen from Martian CO2. So new technologies will also be developed for future missions. And I think not only will those instruments look for signs of habitable environments and of course for microbial life, but the Perseverance rover will also actually sample or cache samples that will be stored in little canisters on Mars, eventually in order to bring them back by a future Mars sample return mission. And they are very safe in these canisters from radiation. This has all been tested. So it is actually also a preparation for Mars sample return. And obviously also it will, the date has been already set for February to land in the Jezero crater. So you see, these were 3 missions which have been launched and which are on the way to Mars, and they will land. And so also 2021 will be a fantastic year for Mars, where we will learn so much more about our neighbor planet. And I have to go a little bit faster, I think. I still want to mention 2 asteroid sample return missions, because also right now they are making really important results or maneuvers. Hayabusa 2 was launched in 2014, targeted the asteroid Ryugu, which also did not look like expected. They have the mission touched down twice to sample material. And there was also a little lander from the German Space Agency together with CNES, which actually explored the surface with 4 instruments. Was a very exciting event in December 2000, in October 2018, and already showed the surface properties. Has been already published in Science and Nature. So there will be samples from this asteroid which will return by a capsule of Hayabusa 2 on 5th of December this year. It will touch down in Australia like Hayabusa, the first mission. It's already the 2nd mission in a row from JAXA with international cooperation. And very likely the spacecraft by itself will actually continue. Only the capsule will be detached and bring back the samples to us. The spacecraft has enough fuel in actually to continue and to visit more small asteroids. So very exciting. And OSIRIS-REx, that's the NASA mission, asteroid sample return from the carbonaceous asteroid Bennu. And it will actually make its first sample collection in October, so this year. And it has a very, very interesting, mechanism, how it will actually, pick up surface material. Each of those missions has a very different sample acquiring mechanism or collecting mechanism. And it's very interesting. We will know which one works best when the samples come back. But OSIRIS-REx is supposed to collect about 60 grams. So you have to understand it is not easy to do these maneuvers. And we still do not get a lot of material, but what we get and what can be studied in the international laboratories worldwide of this fantastic extraterrestrial material really shows us, more, gives us an insight into the origin and also the evolution of our solar system. The spacecraft of OSIRIS-REx will be only returned in 2023. So this is just at the beginning of the operation, whereas actually Hayabusa 2 is actually bringing back its sample already this year, but then we'll continue on to visit other asteroids. So I'm nearly done. We have also probably still this year, the first operational SpaceX commercial crew mission to the International Space Station. That will be the Crew 1 launch, as it is called, and it will send 3 NASA astronauts and 1 astronaut from JAXA on a Crew Dragon spacecraft to the ISS for a 6-month mission. And so I think it is really, really important that all these things happen. And these things have happened actually rather fast and developed rather fast in the last years. And Crew Dragon will hopefully begin regular service, bringing people and also cargo to the International Space Station regularly, and having another possibility apart from Russia right away. And this is a very I think important for the future of exploration missions. And also to say that Boeing Starliner is also developing, and it could be next uncrewed test flight could eventually launch still in December. The Starliner is, when you've seen the pictures also, you see here, similar in shape to the Apollo spacecraft, of course, electronically extremely superb and advanced. And it can take up to 7 astronauts and will fly aboard the Atlas V rocket. And we also hope that this will develop in the future and bring astronauts, to the International Space Station. So I want to finish by telling you that I think despite our lives being difficult and that we cannot meet, that we cannot, meet in person, space is extremely exciting and continues to be very, very fruitful. Many of the tests and missions which have been launched this year or tested this year, they will bring very interesting results and technology for also the next year. So it will be a very exciting year for you in the at the ISU, because you will witness all those processes. And I want just to remind you at the very end that also due to COVID-19, we were not able to manage a Congress in person, which was actually planned in Dubai in October 2020. But we will have the 71st International Astronautical Congress, the ISC 2020. We will have a cyberspace edition. And that will actually happen on the 12th to 14th of October 2020. The theme will be the IAF motto. The International Astronautical Federation is the largest space advocacy body in the world, with more than approximately 400 members from nearly 70 countries. And there are space agencies, industry. Juan already explained that to you, research associations. So everybody is more or less, integrated in this International Astronautical Federation, and we will make the Congress for everybody available. We understand that it's just right now also our responsibility, to bring the people together. The IAC 2020 or Cyberspace Edition is virtually, it is for free, and we hope that we actually reach out and can even reach more people which would not be able to come to a Congress. And we want really to embrace resilience and stay connected together worldwide for space. And I hope that you can tune in. It will be a very interesting program, very versatile program. It will be science. There will be a global networking forum. There will be special sessions. There will be of course, the large space agencies, which will talk about their future programs. And you can hear really about, there's an industry day, there's a diversity day. So it is really worthwhile that you tune in at this time, and maybe you can, of course, also look at that at night. You at ISU during day, and at night you can watch. All those will be a stressing time for you. But I want to end with telling you that you are entering a really wonderful year with big excitement and a very, very interesting, vibrant, dynamic field of space research, technology, and missions. And I wish you a lot of fun, and I hope that you will enjoy it, and that ISU will be always in your life, and that you will be well connected. And thank you very much for your attention. I wish you really, really good luck.
Thank you so much, dear Chancellor, for your inaugural lecture that has inspired us with your deep knowledge of space exploration worldwide. We hope to see you soon in person here, and thank you also for the invitation to attend the International Astronautical Congress next month. I know that the Master Program Director, Professor Chris Welch, and his team are trying to make miracles so that the ISU students can attend both the Masters and the Congress. We will see how that happens, maybe with a little sleep. So I'd like to invite Professor Welch to now tell us what's happening this year and who is involved. Thank you, Chris.
Okay, thank you, President Dalmo. Well, I'd like to start by noting that all the activities of ISU and the MSS in particular require people, many people, obviously the MSS faculty, the staff and the teaching associates, you know, but also all the other staff who work for ISU, who keep, you know, the building going, who manage the finances and you know, more distantly kind of work on the other programs. It's all you know, part of the ISU experience. And I know, for example, that some of the students in MSS21 did our interactive space program over the summer, which was put together very quickly when it became apparent that we weren't going to be able to run our normal SSP program. So there's a good synergy there. We look forward to learning some of the lessons from the ISP once the ISP staff have had time to actually kind of think about it, because they've been extremely busy. So I would like to thank all of those people personally for their immense hard work, certainly during the last year and the COVID disruption and the year to come. So at the risk of embarrassing people, I would like all the members of the ISU staff in the room to stand up, and for everyone else to give them a round of applause. So please be upstanding. Thank you all. We also, I should say, have to say goodbye to one of our colleagues. I'm not sure if he's in the room. I know he was in the building earlier. Professor Zervos, who has been at ISU for 14 years, is leaving us to take up another academic post in Greece. So we wish him well on his new endeavour. So it's at the University of Thessaloniki. In a very nice coastal city called Volos. So he will certainly get more sunshine than we do here in Strasbourg, I think, being next to the Mediterranean. Now, the year to come is focused on the new class of MSS21. So my last duty here this morning is to manage the introduction of the new class. Normally at this point we have the entire class in the lecture theatre along with the preceding class. This year we have some of the MSS21 here in the class. We have some of them who are online. Some of them are travelling still to get here. So we're going to start off by introducing those people online. Just to say, if you're a student, please give a kind of 1-minute introduction, saying who you are, where you come from, why you're coming to study at ISU. So we'll do the online students first. Then we will come to the students who are here in person. And we will work our way back through the lecture theatre with the rows. If you come off this side and then come down to the microphone, keeping social distancing, keeping your masks on. For those people who are here, normally at this point we give you this. Each year we have a different ISU MSS space coin. Okay, different theme. This one is Earth. This is the MSS21. The MSS21 coin has Mars on it, but unfortunately due to COVID-19 we haven't yet received the coins. So instead, for those MSS21 students who are here, you know, please pick up you know, an astronaut keyring as a token in the meantime, and until we can get the space coins to you. So let's hope the technology works. And I'm going to start off with the online students. I'm getting a thumbs up from the back, which is always good. So first of all, Evan Cook, you know, please introduce yourself.
Hello, can everyone hear me, I hope?
Yes, we can.
My name is Evan Cook. I'm 25, Canadian American. I've been living in the UK for the past 2 years, so that's been absolutely thrilling. For the last about 6 or 7 months, I have been collaborating with UK Analog Missions as a content and copywriter, where I have published a series of articles on various space topics such as lunar sustainability and Artemis missions and gender representation, all that fun stuff. I recently graduated from the University of Surrey with an MFA in creative writing. Most of my background is in communications, marketing, and creative arts, pretty much namely writing, photography, film, and theater. But I'm also extremely passionate about the space industry, especially in terms of astronomy, reusable and clean energy, and climate conservation. So I'm honestly completely thrilled to be a part of the MSS program. Honestly, didn't think that I would end up here at any point. So that is beyond exciting. And very, very keen to be a part of the industry, because I believe space offers the most fulfilling and engaging sector in which to build a creative and meaningful career. Yeah, that's me.
Greeting to everyone. Do you hear me? I hope you hear me well. My name is Stanislav. I'm an engineer and the founder of the private aerospace company from Kiev, Ukraine. And I'm 26. My company and I, we work on lightweight rockets, like cloud seeding rockets and rockets for delivering drones to monitor the variety of natural disasters. And I'm very glad to be part of the MSS 2021 program, and I'm grateful to the ISU community for making this come true. And well, very soon I'm going to be present in Strasbourg in person, and I'm really looking forward to joining you and to working with you all over there. Thank you.
Bonjour to everybody. So my name is Harshita Chavan and I'm from Bangalore, India. And I'm an engineer. I finished my engineering last year. I've done whole of my schooling and everything in Bangalore itself, in India. And I'm really grateful that ISU has given me this opportunity to study what I really like. Space has always been a fascinating subject for me, and I really can't wait to explore it. And I see that many of y'all are already experienced, and so it's going to be super great to learn like so much about space from all of y'all. So I really can't wait to join. So I just had my visa appointment today, so I hope I get to join all of you soon. So thank you.
Okay. Okay. So, hello everybody. My name is Arya Gold. I'm actually coming, to you all from the Rocky Mountains of Colorado. I recently completed a pre-medical program at the University of California, Berkeley. And so I do hope to one day be a physician. My background's in neurobiology, and my hope is to really start this journey to becoming a physician for astronauts, which is why I'm here at ISU. I'm really excited to meet everybody. And I'd be interested to know if there have been any other transgender people like myself who have partaken in the program, or if I'm maybe the first one, I don't know. And my pronouns are they, them, and she, her. So thank you for allowing me to be a part of this wonderful community, and I'm really excited to meet you all. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, or if you want to know more about my story. I would love to know more about yours. Thank you so much.
Next, Matthias Matting.
Okay, I'm Matthias Matting. I'm coming from Germany. I'm a physicist by education and a writer by profession. For quite a long time, I have been an editor, reporter for a general news magazine covering science and technology. I've always been a fan of space. So 3 years ago, I decided I could write about the future of space. I started writing hard science fiction novels, and that's what I'm doing now for a living. It works pretty well under the name of Brandon Q. Morris. Hard science fiction, of course, is science fiction that's based on science. So I hope to get many new inputs and knowledge about space science in general by taking part in this course. Thank you.
And next, Kato Mika.
Hi everyone, nice to meet you. My name is Kato Mika. I'm based here in Cape Town, South Africa. Hopefully we'll be with you in October. My background is mechatronics engineering. I've worked on a CubeSat here which was built by the FSAT, the French South African Institute. And for the past 2 years, I've been working in changing our food systems for an NGO in America to fight climate change. And my goal is to learn as much as possible and see all the possibilities here in space, and to meet all other space enthusiasts.
Next, we have Nigun Nagarajan.
Hello, good morning, everyone. So I'm Nigun. So I'm basically from Bangalore, born in Singapore. I'm 22 years old, and I recently completed my bachelor's degree in aerospace engineering. And I have worked on the project, worked on my project on glacier melts. And I'm really excited to be part of MSS21. So hope I could see you soon. Thank you, and stay safe.
See you soon. Next, Aditi Nilvana.
Bonjour and namaste from Mumbai, India. My name is Aditi Nilvana, and I'm a mechanical engineer by profession with an expertise in design and analysis, mechanical design and analysis. I'm also the alumnus of ISU and the recipient of Dr. Kalpana Chawla International Scholarship that is awarded by ISU and by Dr. Michael Potter. I completed my SSP19 course last year, and it was amazing. There was so many takeaways from that course, and it was very informative and learning in nature. So I can't wait to meet you guys and work with you in this cross-cultural space. Thank you so much for having me, and see you soon.
See you soon, Aditi. And the last of the online students, Service Tanaka.
Hi everyone, my name is Saemi Tanaka, and I'm a Mexican aerospace engineer with a little bit of Japanese ancestry. And I have been working broadly on the aeronautic industry, and now I want to switch to astronautics industry, and that's why I'm studying the MSS. I was working with UAVs mainly, so if you want to chat about that, I will be really into it. And I can't wait to meet you all in person finally, and I am thrilled to be a part of this historic generation of the ISU.
Thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you soon. So now it's time to turn to the students who are here in person. So I think the first row know who they are. So if you would like to move in that direction, come down the stairs here, introduce yourself, and then take an astronaut keyring and then move off back up the other side one at a time. And you can take the mask off while you're down here if you want people to see your faces.
Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Davide Antonucci. I'm 23, I come from Italy. My background lies in business and management. And the reason I'm here is that I'm very interested in startups, and I've done some, won some, lost many, and I started to do space startups lately. So I'm here to kind of improve my knowledge and hopefully make something out of it in the future. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Lorenzo Bichisao. I was born and raised in Luxembourg, but I am originally Italian. I have recently completed my master's in aerospace engineering, and I am now here to get this master's, and I am super excited to start, to get to know you all, and to further my knowledge in the space industry. Thank you.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Samy, I'm French. I come from Paris in France. I'm currently Marketing Anticipation Director at Globecast, which is a worldwide leader in media service delivery. My background is satellite telecommunication engineer. I'm very glad to be part of MSS21 and to extend my knowledge in all space domain. And I would like to thank you as well, the CNES, French Space Agency, for their sponsorship. And merci beaucoup.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Thomas Chrétien. I'm from France. I'm a biochemist at profession. I was working on important molecules that could use as an anti-diabetes drug, and also has like anti-aging properties. Right now, I joined the ISU to like transition professionally, maybe to work on some life support systems and such, because I'm really into chemistry and I like everything about it. Some of you may have already seen me in the ISP re-entry, the ISP20 re-entry sequence ceremony. I was actually getting out of the capsule. So yeah, here I am, and I hope to do something in the space industry. Thank you, everyone.
Hi everyone, I'm John Connell. I am from New York. I came here actually from Canada. I just finished cardiac surgery residency and critical care fellowship at McGill. Why am I here from a doctor? Because space is the most interesting thing on the planet, I was gonna say, but actually in the universe. I was here last year visiting, and I walked through a library that had just space books in Antarctica and other extreme environments and things. And I couldn't believe it. It was so much. It was so exciting. It was so it was just resonated so much with me that I knew I had to pursue a career in space. I applied this past March to NASA to be one of the astronaut candidates for the next round for the Artemis generation. Me and 11,999 other people. So if it works, great. If it doesn't, I would just like to find a niche in human performance and space medicine and space surgery. Space surgery is something we're going to need because we're having longer missions. We can't go to the moon, we can't go to Mars without having some sort of more elaborate space medicine capacity and I think space surgery capacity. We have to be as prepared for the medical emergencies as we are for the engineering emergencies. So thank you for letting me be here, and I have met so many great people so far and look forward to all the other people online too. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, good evening, from wherever you're from. My name's Laura Beckett. I just finished an undergraduate degree in biomedical science. My main interest is astrobiology. Looking forward to meeting you all soon. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. My name is Reyhan Demir. I'm Turkish and coming from Germany. I'm actually working in space industry. As you see in ExoMars robot, I was a product assurance and quality manager in this program. So it was super exciting and a turning point for me, where I decided also not just building the robots to Mars, I want to travel by myself. Like my classmate John, I'm one of the astronaut candidate applicant, one of the 11,999 candidates, hopefully. And I'm here to be as astropreneur, and glad to meet you. And thank you very much for the ISU faculty for this opportunity. It's great pleasure, honor, and privilege to be here. Thank you.
So, good morning, everybody. I am Filippo Maria Ferrucci. I'm from Milano, Italy. I graduated last year in politics, philosophy, and economics. So my background is more in from humanistic and classical studies, but I'm moving towards economics, and I've drafted my final thesis on satellite services in Europe, and I analyze it from a macroeconomical point of view. So yeah, I'm here to enlarge my knowledge in this field and in that direction. I'm very enthusiastic to start this program with you this year. So thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kevin Guigan. I come from the north of Brittany, in the west of France, and I am an archaeologist, and I am here to mix the archaeology and astronomy in a new science field called the archaeoastronomy. This is a new science in which we study the representation of the sky in the ancient world across the mythology, but above all across the astronomical construction. I'm very proud to be here. Okay, did you hear me? Okay. Then I say I'm very proud to be here, and thank you very much, everyone.
Hi everyone, my name is Corentin Guémenet. I'm a mechanical and aerospace engineer from France. And for the past 6 months, I've been working in, can you hear me properly? Yeah. I've been working on the mechanical behavior of solid rocket propellants. And so basically I'm here to just learn more about space. I've always been passionate about it, and so I'm really glad to be here and to, well, know, or hopefully know all of you. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Amy Holt. I'm from the UK. I've just moved here from Scotland. My background is in life sciences. I did a PhD in molecular immunology and then worked for a while in academia, and for the last 6 years I've been working for a pharma company where we developed biotherapeutics from the human gut microbiome for a variety of autoimmune diseases and cancers. So I've always been interested in space though, and now I've decided that this is the point in my life when I'm going to try and transition and merge my love of biology into the space sector. So I'm interested in astrobiology and human performance in space, and I'm looking forward to getting to meet you all a bit. Well, I've met a lot of nice people already, but yeah, looking forward to meeting you all and having a good time. Thanks.
Hi everybody, my name is Sami Rousseau. I'm from Luxembourg, but I recently graduated at the University of Stuttgart in engineering and aerospace engineering, to be exactly. I'm very thrilled to be here because having learned so much about space from the engineering point of view, I'm so happy to be able to learn more about space, but from a different perspective, especially since it's so interdisciplinary. Yeah, I'm so excited to learn more about it, but from a different view. So thank you that I'm here.
Hi everyone, my name is Rudolph. I'm a French Londoner. I studied technology innovation management at King's College London, Sciences Po Paris, and Télécom Paris. I'm mostly interested in Earth observation imagery, space tourism, and space mining. I like to bring sustainable and ESG-friendly solutions to global problems. I'm very happy to be with you all in Ilkirch at ISU. And since Professor Welsh mentioned we would get a badge with Planet Mars on it, I will tell you a little something. I have a personal relationship with Planet Mars. I was born on the 1st of March, so I consider myself as the first Martian. You can refer to me as such if you want. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, I'm Mei Li. I'm French-American-German. So I'm graduating as a veterinarian doctor from a West and Central African veterinarian school that's based in Senegal. So I just finished writing my thesis on whale lice. And the reason I found out about ISU is because I was inspired by Jessica Mayer, who's an alumni, as you may know. So I'm interested in space medicine, astrobiology, and actually pretty much any discipline touching space. So I came here with pretty open mind, and yeah, I'm happy to meet everybody here. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Laia Lopez Juvet. I'm 21. I come from Barcelona, Spain, and I'm a physicist. I specialized in theoretical physics. And I have always loved space, but it wasn't until 2 years ago when I started working in a very small observatory that I realized that I wanted to do a career in the space sector. And that's why I'm here. I came here to learn, and I'm very happy. I'm very excited. Thank you for having me.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Alexander, and I have a background in mechanical engineering and business administration from the Technical University in Darmstadt. I did a thesis on developing a rocket engine test bench, and I came here to extend my knowledge in space engineering to become a space systems engineer. I'm very much into new space, and my long-term goal is to become an entrepreneur, potentially starting my own startup. So I'm really excited to meet some like-minded people here that also want to become entrepreneurs in space. And yeah, thank you very much.
Hello everyone, my name is Brande. I'm from the Netherlands, I'm 26. I'm about to get my master's degree in biomedical neuroscience. At the Dutch Space Agency, I worked with the first satellite Tropomi that measured photosynthesis from space, which was quite impressive to see the whole planet on a small map. At the Israel Weizmann Institute, I developed a technique that causes cells to fluoresce when they make contact. And one of my dreams is to fly biological samples into space, but I'm here to be amazed and learn a lot from you, from people with different backgrounds. I can't wait to start the program. Thank you.
Hello everybody, my name is Evan Slattery. I'm from a place called Limerick in Ireland. I recently graduated from my aeronautical engineering degree, an undergraduate, and I always wanted to get into the space sector, so I met a wonderful woman by the name of Niamh Shaw, who I'm sure many of you know, and she told me all about the ISU, and I just completed the ISP as well, and I can't wait to get going on this.
Okay, well, thank you very much to all the members of the MSS21 class for those introductions. A very interdisciplinary group, I'm sure everybody will agree, with a range of interests and backgrounds. So it will be exciting to see what develops during the year. And that concludes my responsibilities. So now I will hand back to the President for the rest of the program. Thank you all.
Director Chris Welch, I'm impressed by the persons you are able to attract to this program. I think we're all amazed by the introductions, and this was just the first minute of their contribution to the program. We're really thrilled by having this impressive group of bright people. And what I've noticed, if I try to do a little bit of statistics, is that we seem to be breaking some records every year. Last year we had a majority of women in the class with 60%. This year, I haven't done the precise numbers, but just by listening to the introductions, I have the impression that we have a good majority of students who bring a background in life sciences and biology. So I wonder what miracles you have done, also astrobiology, but I think in addition to Jessica Meir, the astronaut alumna, there may be other people, and I'm looking at some of them in the room, members of the faculty who may have had an influence in the applications. So thank you very much for attracting these great people. Mentioning Jessica Meir, we would like to now move on to another illustrious alumna of the master program. Her name is Elodie Viol. I hope she's online. I know that Elodie cannot be here for many reasons. One is that she just started a new job. She's the Director for Telecommunications and Integrated Applications at the European Space Agency, and also the head of the ESA Center in Harwell in the UK. And the other reason is that I believe she had a short night, because she was at ESA ESTEC last night following live the launch of a record European launch, which carried almost 50 small satellites. We can see Elodie here. Thank you for not sleeping and staying with us. We know you have had an astronomical career, if you allow me, after your master's here, and obviously you studied at other universities in Toulouse and also the Open University. Your last job was with a well-known satellite operator, SES, and I believe that's where you had your astronomical career. Your last job there was to be the manager of more than 150 people and to deliver a new commercial service on time. So Elodie, please share with us what did you learn at the Masters of ISU back in 2008, and what would you like to say to the current students of MSS 20 and 21? Over to you, Elodie.
Thank you. I hope you hear me well.
Yes, we do.
Do you hear me well? Yeah? Okay, so I can start. So first of all, apologize for not being physically present, but I took up on duty at ESA as the Director of Telecom and Integrated Application and the head of the EXTAD site in UK as well 2 days ago, right? So that's a new challenge for me, and I just want to give you a bit of feedback how important what you are going to experience at ISU is for your career. So I'm a telecommunication engineer from France with the background, and then after that I went to ISU. I was where you are 12 years ago, so all possibilities are open to you after ISU as long as you, and today I'm here on behalf of ISA, but I'm also here on behalf of Elodie. So my speech will not be that formal, because I think it's important that you hear from an alumni that what you are going to experience in this international multicultural context during 1 year is going to be giving you all the skills that you need to perform after. Indeed, space is a multinational environment. I've experienced it. I got the opportunity then to work with the US, with Russia, with Europe, and now I'm centering all this expertise at the service of Europe. So it's going to be difficult. You are going to learn all the culture. You are going to learn the various angle of space. So that's a unique opportunity at ASU, I believe, to really every week learn a new angle of space. So that's important that you teach amongst students, that you learn from each other, and this learning experience, that's what will happen your full life. I joined ICS as an engineer, and then I moved up progressively, and I have been keep learning. Today, I'm setting up a new challenge to me to join the ESA as an institution as a director, and I'm still learning. So learning doesn't mean that you don't know things. It's a continuous path. And at ISU, you will be given plenty of opportunity. Take them. We need you at the space industry. We need you at the space full ecosystem. And you are the future. Never limit your thinking. Never limit your actions. And so today, I just want to pass this message. This speech is not formal because you can imagine yesterday night I was at a lunch with my new team. And today we are with my executive team trying to organize ourselves for the future. And that's basically it, right? So if anyone have questions, I'm reachable. I'm one of the alumni, and you will see that one of the power things that you will get out of this year, it's also you are part of a network. You are among the International Space University alumni, and so we are reachable, and you will get to meet a lot of us throughout your career, right? So you will. That's also a link that you have immediately a connection with other people. And again, it's another tool in your toolbox for the future. So I hope you enjoy this year as much as I did enjoy. I hope you will stay in touch amongst yourself and expand your network with us in the alumni and within the space ecosystem. So right now the time are different, changing, evolving, challenging with COVID, challenging with new crises and new upcoming change of the world. And that's why please take the time of this year, this unique opportunity of your having also exposure to a lot of lecturers that will come to see you on topics that you know, on topics that you don't know. And your faculties members are also a strong supporter. They have themselves a huge network. And I'm still in contact with most of them. And you see, I'm back here to give just because I really find ASU important for the space industry and because space is a passion. So be curious. So that's all I can share. I don't know if anyone want to ask me a question or not.
Much, Elodie. We heard you very well. You want us to be curious and you want us to learn from each other. That's interesting because a previous speaker, Frederick Schoutens, said exactly the same thing in representation of his class. Teach each other. Thank you so much, Elodie. Please stay with us if you can, because you will enjoy the next speaker. Her name is Madame Julia Dumais, and I would like to congratulate Madame Dumais not only for having decided to come in person, but also because I can see she feels very much at home. Madame Dumais, you have been elected recently. You are a member of the new team that has been elected a couple of months ago to the city of Strasbourg, but I understand you're also representing the new team of the Eurometropolis. Congratulations for the result of the elections and to you personally for being part of this new team. And I believe you feel at home here because you have a very international trajectory. We have seen on your professional path that you have always been interested in international relations, starting with your French-German school that I believe you followed in Germany. And since then, you've been studying and working in different fields related to Germany. So I'm sure you could do your speech in German or in English or in French or in Russian, where we have seen you have a lot of experience. So you could hopefully meet in person soon with Stanislav from the Ukraine, and you could speak Russian. Or you could meet in person with Matthias, the science and technology writer, because that's one of your fields as well, the arts and the communication. So, Madame Dumais, thank you so much for coming, and I would like to invite you to say a few words.
Dear Mr. De Dalmau, dear Mr. Welsh, dear teaching and administrative staff, dear students. So as Mr. De Dalmau just said, I'm Julia Dumais, so I'm Deputy Mayor in charge of European and International Relations, and I'm very happy to participate in the opening ceremony of the Master of Space Studies program. I would like to officially excuse Pia Ims, President of the Eurometropole, and Jean Barseguian, our new Mayor of Strasbourg, who could both not be here today. The Eurometropole is a reunion of the city of Strasbourg and 32 other cities around Strasbourg, among which Illkirch, where we are today. I'm also excusing my colleague, Vice President of the Eurometropole, Caroline Zorn, in charge of higher education and innovation, who would have liked to be here with me today to also learn about ISU. For the Eurometropole of Strasbourg, it is crucial to support higher education institutions on our territory, among which the International Space University holds a special place for us, both for the uniqueness and originality of the programs as for your international outreach. And it's been 30 years already that we are supporting ISU. We are also always looking as a city and territory to increase our international connections and our territory's outreach, and very clearly institutions such as ISU contribute to our goal. We are looking forward to the ongoing project of the incubator, which is being hosted by your university. We hope that the 4 first startups in place will soon be joined by others. And I hope that this incubator will encourage your students even more in becoming entrepreneurs. You can count on our support on this exciting project. You can also count on us for improving your study conditions by renovating the ISU building, which belongs to the Eurometropole of Strasbourg. We will continue to put effort into supporting companies and startups in the spatial sector on our territory in order to develop a local ecosystem around this strategic activity. Having worked in the field of international student exchanges, as Mr. Dadalmo just said, prior to my political engagement, I would like to welcome particularly the international students to France and to our region and to Illkirch. I hope your studies here will be at the height of your expectations and that we can count on you in the future as alumni and as ambassadors. It is of great importance to the city that all new students feel at home in Strasbourg and Illkirch. We propose a program which is called Strasbourg aime ses étudiants, which translates Strasbourg loves its students, which gathers a lot of useful information and proposes events at the beginning of the academic year. You can check out the website. It is also translated into English. Finally, I would like to say that I really hope that the sanitary situation with COVID-19 will not impact your studies too much. Thank you again for inviting us today and giving me the opportunity to get your university and you students and staff better. Have a great start of the university year, and thank you for the great mask. We now have a little video to show you that presents Strasbourg, so enjoy and thank you.
Well, Madame Julia Dumais, we see that you are the right person in the right city, in the right region. I can testify these images are real, they're not fake. And we're honored that you came as Deputy Mayor in charge of European and international relations for the city of Strasbourg. And you've mentioned business incubation, so we would like to invite you to stay a bit more with us if you can, because I see you didn't come alone. You came with 3 colleagues who can tell you all the secrets about the business incubator and the rest of the campus here. So I would like to thank Christine Malecot, Hervé Krieger, and Yannick Lafeu for having come today here. To our viewers at the distance, together with Professor Welsh, we would like to say thank you very much for being in cyberspace with us. We hope to see you all face-to-face very soon here. And to the rest of our friends and colleagues and guests, please proceed to the ISU Pioneers Hall, where there seems to be a little surprise. The event manager, Geraldine, and her team has asked me not to reveal what the surprise is, but let's meet in the Pioneers Hall. Thank you all very much.